A residency can refer to a few different things. For example, I am a resident here at this beautiful gallery that I usually post things at. Being a resident at a gallery usually means that they have a contract with you specifically to feature and sell your work. Then there is an artist in residence program, or an AIR. An AIR program usually takes place in a venue or at an organization that does not specialize in selling art. Some examples would be art museums, art studios, park programs, community arts buildings, coffee shops. AIR programs are there to support artists and advance their careers, and they do this by offering you a place to work, oftentimes coupled with a place to stay while you're working. And the reason for that is because these programs vary in length, but more often than not, you're going to be somewhere else, somewhere that you don't live while you're doing this program. The shortest program that I have ever seen was maybe like a 2 or 3 day one, which is super uncommon. The longest one I have seen was a 3-year commitment. But within these programs, there are different types that are out there. Some of them you have to go through the application process, and then they want you to pay them to essentially rent the space and work out there. The ones that I've seen like this are usually a month or two long, and they require like $1,000 up to $4,000 per month to use their space. There are other programs where they will completely cover the cost of everything. The only things that you personally need to figure out is how you're getting there and what food you're bringing for yourself. And then there are other residencies where they will cover the cost of everything, and they will feed you, and they will pay you. Sometimes this means that they'll pay you a stipend for traveling expenses. Sometimes this means a stipend for your cost of supplies. Sometimes this means they're paying you as if you're an actual employee. So now that we know what a residency is, we can actually get into what's required and the process. Some residencies do not have a lot of requirements. They just want to see your portfolio to see if they have an interest in your art. And instead of you going and working on a specific project, they want you to treat the residency, if it's short term, more like a retreat. Most of the ones that I have seen, they want you to have a specific project in mind that you plan on working on while you're there. And oftentimes, they want the project to have some sort of crossover relationship to the residency. So if you're looking at a residency that is in the middle of nowhere, it's probably better that you don't propose that you're going to be making like a full EDM music album based on city sounds. Oftentimes, residencies will ask that you consider donating one of your final pieces to them, and that you allow them to use your images to promote the residency program in the future. Sometimes they will also ask that you have some sort of public engagement factor to it. This would be a final exhibit, an open studio, or some sort of workshop. For the first one I got invited to, they required my curriculum vitae with the full list of exhibits, shows, and other things that I've been a part of, a link to my portfolio website since I had one, a few example images of some of my best and most recent pieces of art, and a project proposal of what I was going to be doing there. Now, the residency that I actually got into was a little bit different. They have a paid residency that you can go and stay for 2 months, but that is not the one that I applied to, because they also had an Indigenous fellowship where it would be a shorter version of the residency, but they would completely cover the cost of the entire thing. As you probably didn't know this, but I am Jalagi. I'm an enrolled citizen in a federally recognized tribal nation. My project proposal for this residency does link that in a little bit. My tribal nation originates from the southeastern woodlands, so think North Carolina, Georgia, parts of Alabama, the southern part of the Appalachian region, and the residency that I'm going to is up in the Catskills, which is part of the northernmost area in the Appalachian Mountains. So my project will focus on documenting the native species and landscape in the Catskills, and will include field notes on the different things that are out there, and have some comparisons to the native species and landscape in the lower part of the Appalachian region. These will be paintings because I am a painter, but they will also incorporate things like wood, felt, and even beadwork into the projects. As far as the application process goes for the residency that I got into, it was very similar than the other ones that I've seen. So I still had to submit my curriculum vitae with all of my exhibits that I've been a part of, my artist statement, my project proposal, some samples of my work, and fill out their organization-specific application. Because I was applying for the tribal fellowship portion of the residency, I did send over a copy of my tribal ID, as well as a statement of support / letter of recommendation from one of my tribal elders. Part of the agreement that I've made with the residency people is that I will be documenting the process and posting about it when I'm there. So if I'm going hiking or when I'm working on stuff, I will definitely show you guys the process.